me, Tara Strong, aka Miss Minutes for Bama Geeks. I hope you're ready to watch, and if you don't, I will have to prune you. Stay on your sacred timeline.
And for all you non-football fans, welcome to the Bama Geeks. We are live tonight. I'm Brock. That's Jessica.
Hi.
Below is Kevin and Bo. How
Howdy.
are you? How you mama and them?
Got hats on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
No hat on the top there.
Why don't you
Yeah.
guys grab a chair and pull up a chair and we'll talk a spell.
Kevin is wearing his lovely moon pie hat.
Mhm.
And Bo is sporting the mighty fine Piggly Wiggly.
Yes.
Yeah. This is what happens when Kevin forgets to get his hair cut for the week.
I got a haircut,
Get a hat.
but I just all my hair was disheveled, and I was like, whatever. I'm just wearing a hat tonight.
You're a typical. You usually are the one to wear the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wearing a hat is not an unusual thing. It is for Kev. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's a bad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just
Yeah.
not. It's not the norm for Kevin.
It's a good look, though.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
Well, it's difficult to find hats that fit me. So when I have a hat
understand.
and it works well, then I wear it.
I have a
probably
large
hard to-
noggin. I understand.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably hard to find a hat for that. What's that Wookiee on your wall?
What did you call him earlier? Skeleton Wookiee or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a skull.
Yes, it is. It is. In reality, it is Chewbacca with sunglasses, but unfortunately, the camera doesn't have a high enough definition to show it. Maybe that's a sign I need to upgrade my camera. I don't know. Maybe I need to get a DSLR so that for the specific reason that you can see the Wookiee clearer. Oh man! No, you didn't. Wow. All right. So how about that superb owl?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. We are. This stream is in honor of the superb owl tonight.
Yes.
Christ, guys.
If you're like your Wookiees hairy with sunglasses, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Leave a comment below saying #Hairy Wookie. What is a shame?
All right. I swear we're not in the member episode anymore. I swear we're not.
Oh my goodness. We have a Wookiee named Mr. Bigglesworth.
That's his name now, Mr. Bigglesworth. I like it.
It makes me think of that thing. Was it from was it the Venture Brothers or whatever they were talking about Bigfoot or whatever? Bigfoot doesn't have anything you seen before. Bigfoot is something I haven't seen before. That's just made me think of that.
Oh, well, we've tried to get into the habit of normally jumping into the topic as soon as we get on the live stream. But you know what? Tonight is some sort of football game happening.
Yeah.
I'm not anticipating a huge crowd for us. So we tossed around the idea of, we're going to hit our topic about the Fantastic Four, but we haven't done really a front porch episode in a while, which is just whatever comes to our brains, we'll just talk about. I have not. What?
No, just whatever comes to our brains. That can be a dangerous thing. Sometimes.
We've already done that, right, Jess?
Yeah.
But we don't have a rundown tonight. Didn't type up a rundown with topics. We're just going for it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Eagles that are currently in the lead. Come on, Jalen.
Yeah.
Former Alabama
Oh, I
quarterback.
thought we were talking about superb owls.
Yes.
The superb owls
Not
and
Eagles?
the eagles. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Wrong bird. But Jalen is magnificent.
Yes.
But yeah, in case you're just hanging out here and curious, yeah, Jalen's winning right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just call it Jalen.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hope you are doing well on this Sunday night. We are at episode 99.
99 problems and
Your choice of words on YouTube can sometimes be one.
yeah.
We are in the.
But you notice I stopped. Though.
Thank you.
I think we got 99 problems. sometimes.
99 guys, we've been jawing on a while.
Yeah. 4 years, and the next time you see us will be episode 100. We do have something that we have never done before planned for episode 100. If you'd like a sneak peek at that, then we urge you to go to bamageeks.com/join, and that will allow you to become a member of the Bama Geeks family, either on Patreon or YouTube. And you will hear, once we post the members only video from tonight that we've already recorded, we let you in on that secret of what we're going to do. So we'll see you on February 23rd for that special episode, kind of like the after school special, you know.
And I will give you guys spoilers. That may or may not include confetti, and it may or may not include a t-shirt cannon. Okay, so we'll just have to.
Ooh.
You just never know. You're gonna have
You
to.
never know with us, man.
You're gonna have to check it out.
How quickly can we get some of those Wookiee shirts?
Yeah,
We'll do a giveaway.
there you go.
Have a Wookiee.
He just wants the joke to live on. Well, let's keep going.
It happens.
And always let the Wookiee win.
Always. You can be a winner if you go to bamageeks.com.
You could be a winner too.
It's our website, and we want it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not giving anything away financial on there, but we are giving you every bit of audio and video content we have ever produced, and a couple of blog posts. We need to put more up there. We need to dust off our typing fingers for that. But BamaGeeks.com is where you're going to find everything. Social media, if you're inclined, at Bama Geeks everywhere. If you're on the Book of Face, join the community. Bama Geeks Front Porch. Just search for that. And ask to join. We'll let you in, sit a spell, and get some behind the scenes fun and frivolity. And again, yeah. Plug. Shameless plug.
You can't say frivolity. You gotta say it like Dame Maggie Smith did. You know,
How's that?
frivolity. Well-mannered frivolity.
Oh my. And just as a fun little aside, for people who go to bamageeks.com/join, if you do become a Bama Geeks member, guess what? We're going to start throwing your name up there.
Look at there.
Look at yonder.
Let's make use of that ticker.
Yeah. We'd like to thank Jamie and Mike and Darnay and Jack. These guys have been with us for years. They are our top supporters, and we appreciate you guys so much. But $5 a month will get you in. Never an obligation, always voluntary, always appreciated. It's up to you, but many thanks to the people who have been our longtime supporters.
Yes,
Thank you.
much
And our
appreciated.
short-time supporters. If you support us, hey, appreciate it. All right. So if you're not involved in sports ball tonight and just want to chit-chat with us, jump in the chat, leave us some comments. If you're watching after the game, and want to chime in, leave us an emoji. What's your favorite emoji? Just put that in the comments. Leave a like. The engagement certainly helps get us out there to more people. And I think on the Running Man episode that we did, I think we hit something. YouTube featured us somewhere because we got a ton of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Everybody
Really
wants to. I know.
Yes.
So. But anyway, join us in the chat. We're going to talk right now about a new Marvel movie. If you're a longtime viewer of the streams and listener of the podcast, you know that we've kind of gotten burned out on Marvel a little bit, judging by some audience participation in the last recent movies. I think everybody kind of has. I have some hope.
Yeah.
I have, for
I do
Kevin's
too.
sake, a new hope.
Nice.
For Marvel. We're going to talk about that right now, and we switched it from the other stream. So let
Oh, you got to get.
Oh God,
me,
Brock's gonna do technical
what?
stuff now.
yeah, I got to like push buttons or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I gotta push like buttons or
I
something.
Hang on, I got
Them dang on buttons. I got to push them buttons.
Dang on button, man.
And someone just tuned in and they were like, "Oh wow!"
Well, this
They really
check
are
marks
now.
for the name Bama Geeks.
So, yeah, a wonderful thing happened just a few days ago here in our wonderful state. Of course, the trailer dropped for the Fantastic Four First Steps, a new Marvel movie that we, of course, we're not going to play the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, go look for it.
It's out there.
Marvel's YouTube channel, they did a whole stream. Think about it, just over 10 minutes that included the trailer. But the cast, they were all in person. But where were they? My goodness, they were at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville.
Yeah. How about
Yeah.
that?
Joseph Quinn, Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach. They all came to Huntsville, Alabama to premiere this trailer.
And Pedro Pascal looking like a form of the Dragon Con floor.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah. How about that suit he was wearing there?
what's up with that?
Pedro is part of the United Nations.
He represents everybody.
Absolutely. Can you? I think we can blow up this gallery, right? Yeah, a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
So, I want to. We are pulling this from WAAY channel 31 up in Huntsville. This is off their website, so credit to them. They gave credit to the city of Huntsville's Facebook page for these photos, but we want to give you the proper attribution for these photos. A friend of the podcast, his name is David A. Smith. He's a photographer. David took these photos, and so we made sure to give him the credit when we shared the thumbnail that was talking about it. So David A. Smith, wonderful photographer, was contacted by someone like that morning and said, "You have some free time today or tomorrow?" I think he got contacted the night before.
Yeah.
Do you have some free time? Well, yeah. Why? Well, got a
We need
little
you to-
special event in Huntsville.
I need you to come snap a few pictures, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all these photos, courtesy of David. Congratulations, David, on getting this gig. It's fantastic. So
See what you did. Fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. So here's the crew underneath the big Saturn V rocket inside the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville. They all push that button in the middle that launched the trailer. There it goes. There's them pushing the button. Look how happy
That's what controls the internet.
it is. Pedro
Knew it.
Pedro controls the internet.
Thanks, Pedro.
Yeah, man. Thanks. So there they are. Good Morning America was there. They did a Q&A segment for a few minutes with them. And I'm sorry, these pictures are not bigger. This one says,
What are these pictures for ants?
Ant-Man was not there. Unfortunately. Either was Giant Man. But yeah. So, look, nothing.
Oh, blank.
Hey,
How about that?
There they
Yeah.
go. So
Someone has an ad blocker.
by the way, don't block our ads on YouTube, please.
Pay for premium.
Yeah, pay for premium. That way we still get a slice. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations to David Smith, David A. Smith, and Ad Blocker Supreme.
I always
Yeah.
get that at Taco Bell.
Usually Taco Bell, you go for the unblocker. So. Yeah.
There's your cue to leave a like on this video.
And in the comments, what do you, if you're watching this later, what do you order at Taco Bell?
Yes.
Oh my god!
I like cinnamon twist personally, but you know.
I don't like anything.
I
Taco
bet
Bell's
Pedro
one of
gets
my-
the unblocker supreme.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, there's the photos. I'm gonna read this because we got it up on the screen, but for our audio listeners, WAAY 31, the ABC affiliate there in Huntsville, who did the story? Julia Cleland. We want to give proper credit. Julia Cleland did this story, and she says excitement filled the air in Huntsville early Tuesday morning as local Marvel fans gathered for a special surprise at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. People of all ages, many dressed as their favorite Marvel characters, entered the Davidson Center without knowing what exactly they were about to see.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
That's awesome.
I mean-
they didn't. I didn't realize that they didn't even know what they were there for.
Yeah, and
mean-
on the Marvel live stream, they're out there all just cheering and stuff, and all of a sudden that door opened and they just erupted when Pedro stepped out.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So
Mandalorian. Wait, what?
where's Grogu, man? What is this?
Where's your
baby
armor
Yoda?
at, buddy?
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Where is the baby? The Davidson Center, known for housing a real Saturn V rocket, was filled with signs for the Fantastic Four first steps, as well as a camera crew from Good Morning America. Fans quickly learned that they were about to meet the stars of Marvel's upcoming movie, who were all there to celebrate the release of its inaugural trailer, set to drop for the public later that morning. The main cast of the Fantastic Four first steps: Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, greeted fans before pressing the official button to launch the trailer. Yeah, in the stream, Pedro was lagging behind. He was going and high-fiving everybody in the crowd, and the rest of the cast is up there, were ready to push the button. They're like, Pedro.
It's time to push the button, man.
Yeah, they got to launch that trailer. But then the cast participated in a Q&A with Good Morning America before watching the trailer with fans in the Rocket Center's theater. Pardon me. Do a local throat clearing. The event, hosted by Angelique Rocher, was live streamed to fans all over the world. And so if you haven't seen the trailer, don't know what this movie is going to be about, the synopsis included here on WAAY's website, set against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s inspired retro futuristic world, Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps introduces Marvel's first family: Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, The Thing, as they face their most daunting challenge yet. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald, Silver Surfer. And if Galactus's plan to devour the entire planet and everyone on it were not bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal.
Ooh.
The action adventure also stars Paul Walter Hauser,
Yeah.
wrestling fan, and on Cobra Kai.
Yep.
John Malkovich. I didn't know John Malkovich was in this.
John
Yes.
Malkovich was in the trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, what
Was
the
he?
heck?
Yeah.
You know,
It's a blip.
well,
Okay.
I have a theory. I think that the whole personal part is that John Malkovich plays rock, paper, scissors with Thing.
Yeah.
And that's how it gets personal.
Could be. Natasha Lyonne and Sarah Niles. It's directed by Matt Shackman? Produced by Kevin Feige and executive produced by Luis D'Esposito, Grant Curtis, and Tim Lewis. There you go.
Luis
There's,
D'Esposito does all the producing. He does every movie. So
Yeah. So Fantastic Four heading into theaters July 25th, the day before I turn one step closer to 50.
Yeah.
mid-century modern all over the place with this too. It's my gosh, that era of this, just the decor. My gosh, if you love the mid-century modern vibe, man, that is just
Well,
everything.
he's going to do well with it because he directed WandaVision also.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
All
this
right.
is
Or
perfect.
director and producer for WandaVision. I couldn't remember if it was for sure. I had to make sure, but yeah, he was
Okay.
involved in WandaVision.
Oh,
So
yeah,
he'll
he'll
do
be
well
good.
with the vibe and the feel.
That gives me so much more excitement because y'all know how much I love Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
You've
So
never
that's-
mentioned this before. What?
Huh?
First time I'm hearing about it.
Man,
I don't
Look,
know.
it says to Brock, Lizzie Olson.
Mhm.
And we'll put our Tara Strong
Yeah.
representative right there in front of her. So we got the best of both worlds on this podcast. Yeah. So one thing somebody pointed out is like when they're standing like at the end of the trailer and that round thing, that was very reminiscent of the Beatles. When
yeah.
they first showed up on television
Ed
here in
Sullivan.
the US. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Ed Sullivan.
Yes,
Yeah, I can see that. I
it's
can see
very
that.
set up. I like
Yeah.
it. That's really cool. Like I said, the other big thing I like people's been pointing out is the Ben Grimm. The Thing looks very much like how Jack Kirby drew him. Looks exactly.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. I am not very well versed in the Fantastic Four. I know you got Doctor Doom, who will be coming in the new Avengers movie, played by Robert Downey Jr. Which I did see that that's based off a storyline of how RDJ can be in the Marvel Universe's two characters.
Yeah.
So I know some of like the cartoons as a kid. I really wasn't into the Fantastic Four comics. So you guys are probably more well versed. If y'all want to give your critiques on the trailer.
I really like the look of this, and with there being so many Fantastic Four movies done in the past, you're thinking another one, but this sets it apart. The feel, the look, this telling the story this way, this makes it a whole new type of movie than what we've seen, I think, in previous movies. I mean, I the only ones that I've seen, of course, were this is the first one that came out to 2005. Yeah. And then I saw the sequel to that one, which was The Rise of the Silver Surfer. I didn't watch that last one that came out.
It's every 10 years they have to reintroduce the Fantastic Four. Yeah, the 2015 one. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch that one either.
I had no desire to see that. Nothing really drew me like to want to watch that, or no desire. So
I fully admit I did not watch any of those three, but I did see the Roger Corman version.
Oh, that one.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Kev, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say, odds are the reason they had to do the Fantastic Four the way it was to maintain the rights to the property.
License.
Yeah, and then once obviously once Disney bought the studio and bought everything with it, they got the rights back as it is. So one of
Kinda like-
go ahead.
I was going to say kind of like Warren Beatty and Dick Tracy.
Yep.
Yeah, he has to. He owns the rights to Dick Tracy as far as the film rights, so he's got to show up somewhere in some form of media as Dick Tracy. And so, what was the last thing he did, like on Cartoon Network or something? It was somewhere he showed up and did like a little thing where he was on a little television, somebody was watching him or something like that, and so he was Dick Tracy on that, and that's how he retains his rights.
Wow.
yeah, what was it? I remember.
I can't
something
remember.
like that.
Which kudos to him. I love that. I loved Dick Tracy.
It's
when
a
it
good
came-
movie. It's
loved
a great product of the '90s movies that were like I said. Now they're cashing on nostalgia from our youth. But yeah, no, it's yeah.
I will say that so far as it goes, probably the best thing about this for me is that they're now that we, and granted, we've the MCU has gotten kind of tired. I mean, you mentioned that a little bit earlier, Brock, but now that we at the very least we've been teased and we know what the Titans are. We know about the Titans and the things like that. That they can actually bring Galacticus in and he'll make sense. He's the world devourer. And unlike the Rise of Silver Surfer, where they basically made him a cloud that kills everything, like a big galaxy cloud that comes over, which never made sense. But then again, I'm just looking forward to them actually making Galacticus make sense. Like, is he this massive titan that just comes in and just flies in and is like, "Show me what you got," we want to see what you got. or obviously I don't know. We've seen some clips and there was a version of the trailer where he talks, where Galacticus talks as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. because I know that like in the original or in the ones that that had Jessica Alba and that it was the Silver Surfer was powered by Galacticus was power, which I'm sure it's still the same here. And he's just coming. He's like the world devourer, and it's just like him actually having an actual avatar instead of just an amorphous cloud.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting because he gets to be his own villain.
Well, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time that we've actually seen Galactus in a movie, in a Marvel movie. Yes. So
MCU movie
in live action.
right,
Yes.
right, live action. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's in animated stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be nuts. I mean, just seeing the silhouette of him like standing there, and then you just see his head, and it's like
Well, he's one of the iconic Marvel villains, and it's just took us this long.
There's
into
no
the MCU
mistaking
to finally
that
see him.
helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like seeing the shadow over New York because
Yeah.
I'm like, please don't destroy it yet. We're going in May. I want to go back.
But I like it as if it's being set in the 60s. Like, I think that's kind of cool. Like, that's one of the things, like a lot of these comic book movies, they all got to make sure it takes place in now, this year, I guess. But I mean, if you make it take place and it's like the 60s is perfect for the Fantastic Four. I mean, that's, that's
It is.
the era they were inspired by. That was the then. So,
Yeah.
So if this
That's
is
what I'm
if this is a super idealistic mid-century modern version, like super futuristic version, does that mean, I mean, this may be an obvious comment here, and you guys may have just gotten this and I didn't, but does that mean that this is going to be in a different timeline, like in a different?
Some people think it is, or it's,
Because it doesn't make sense, because if that was the case, then everything, I mean, when we had the first Captain America movie, we had, Tony Stark or Howard Stark was there, played by a different actor than he was in the rest of them, but he was there and he was doing his Ravitic reversion technology to make the car float at the World's Fair. But even then, it really didn't feel as techy and as futuristic as this does, which makes me think that this is just a different timeline. Which alluding to what Brock was saying about the other timeline. Of how we're going to get, potentially get Doctor Doom. That makes sense, because if they're going to use, if Robert Downey Jr. is going to come in as Doctor Doom in this timeline, it would make sense that he's in a different timeline than the, what is it, 616? 616, yeah. Then 616 is the one that we've been in. So, yeah, I'm really looking for it. And that would also make sense that's why we never saw Fantastic Four in, Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
It was because they were not in that universe. They were never there. They were in another universe. They just didn't exist in this one. So, yeah. Or maybe they lived in the 60s and they were just regular people that never went into space and never got exposed to that stuff and never became the Fantastic Four in 616.
Yeah. And I mean, all that would definitely make sense if that's how they're going to all piece it and kind of put it together. Yeah, I agree.
It's interesting what they could do. It could be the outcome of Deadpool and Wolverine and everything with the TVA.
That's true too.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Kay put the ArcNet on top of the rocket and save Earth. Sorry.
I'm still loving the fact that his name was Kevin. Tommy Lee Jones was Kevin. He was. I never would have thought I'd say that Tommy Lee Jones is a Kevin.
Is Griff going to be in this movie?
That's what I was thinking. Did Griff foresee this? Is this in one of his visions here? Yeah.
This is my new favorite moment in human history. When Galactus doesn't eat Earth.
But I loved visually the trailer was very appealing to me. I like, and I've always kind of loved that, futuristic retrofuturism type of feeling, with Fallout, what they presented us with Fallout and things like this. And it's like I said, it's like, okay, this is Marvel. You have my attention. I'm not. I'm actually looking kind of forward to seeing this. So,
and it's something they've never done. So
right.
It's going to be interesting to see what they can do with it.
Exactly. It's fresh. It's new. It's like I said, it's like I said it before. It's telling a story that we've seen in movies previously, but bringing it in a way that's never been done bore.
Yeah. Well, it's not interconnected to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking about the visual aspect, like of the trailer, I mean, they kind of had that that sepia tone. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Sepia tone. When when Marvel did the live stream from the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, they had that shade on there, so it gave it that retro look a little bit there in the Space and Rocket Center as well, which was
that's like you saw the pictures too. Like the Marvel kind of has like a 60, the little stacked cubes for the way Marvel was written. Like I like the aesthetic they're going with it.
Yeah. If you know us, we're suckers for nostalgia and things of that nature, and this is hitting the right spots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is golly, what was the last movie I was really excited? What was the last Marvel movie, Jess, that I was really excited about? Maybe Doctor Strange in the
Multiverse.
Yeah.
the Doctor Strange 2, maybe
That's a pretty good movie.
the Multiverse of Madness. I was excited about that.
Yeah. That's probably it.
That was probably the last one I was just really hyped for. This one, I watched the trailer the first day and enjoyed it, and I rewatched it today along with the Marvel live stream from Huntsville, and I'm finally excited for another Marvel movie. This one, just looks good.
I like I said, don't get me wrong. Like I'm appreciative. I'm very curious though. Like I guess maybe it's for the area that set it up, but I'm surprised they chose Huntsville. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad they did. But maybe they would have done like Kennedy or Johnson Space Center. I'm curious why Huntsville. Which I'm not saying this. I'm just curious what was the decision making. I guess maybe because it was in the big area, the big enclosed area where they could do everything and not have to worry about weather. Or
That's a good question. I mean, you're right. There's a lot of places they could have done like a '60s retro area, era kind of because I mean there are several places in the country that are still like that that had to do with the space race. So
I don't know if it's because of the ties back then to Werner von Braun. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see at least an actor stand in for von Braun in this, which may in the movie, which may make sense because depending on how, assuming my theory is correct about the timeline, and it'd been a different timeline, it could be that World War II ended differently, or it ended early, or it never happened. So von Braun brought his technology to America, or I mean, we don't know, but I kind of feel like there's a good chance with this being Space Center that they may actually have von Braun in the movie.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes
and then as soon as we see that, you're going to realize why they were at the Space and Rocket Center.
Yeah.
Where was Leah Thompson?
At camp. She had camp that morning.
Jinx at Matt's in space. Jinx must get Max out of space.
For those who don't know, U.S. Space Camp is at the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville. So, and the good 80s movie.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson. So,
well, I was going to say, I did see this that said that Kevin Feige said that this would be confirmed that this film would not be an origin story, a decision compared to that of Spider-Man Homecoming.
Good.
Okay. Good.
Good, because we already know who the Fantastic Four are at this point.
Yeah.
I think we've had several movies. We had the pretty good ones from the 2000s, and then we had the really horrible one that came up in 2015. And so we've got this one, and hopefully it'll get the bad taste out of our mouth.
Yeah.
That one was not ideal.
It's a good palette.
Yeah, we're super excited about this. Not just because, I mean, obviously it's great anytime anything geeky like this happens in our state. We love it.
Yeah.
But also that, it's just the Fantastic Four. I mean, they're iconic. I mean, I saw I was watching a short earlier, a YouTube short where there was a cosplayer that was there at MegaCon, which took place here in Florida. And they had some big comic book vendors there, and one of them had one of the early issues of Fantastic Four there, and I think they were selling it for like $105,000.
oh
Yeah, it was like nuts, and it was like they're like, oh, it's your second print. I'm like, that's like the second print. They won $105,000 for it. I was like, God, wow. But you know, Fantastic Four is going to be big again now that you know
Yeah.
the movie's coming out and everything like that. So
That reminds me of that the Atlanta Comic Con, that not the one we went to last year and suffered through, but the one before that we went to, and there was a guy selling a Masters of the Universe Eternia playset for
Mhm.
40 grand,
Wow.
and I got my reissue for $800, man.
Yeah.
I went paying 40 grand for that. Thanks,
I mean,
Mattel.
I mean, I don't keep up with toys that much, but is that really that uncommon to find?
The original Eternia, yes.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
and it's very brittle and all, but this guy, the thing is, it was still in the box and
Yeah.
was like AFA
Oh,
graded.
wow.
Yeah, and he had the box sitting inside of an acrylic case, and it was at that con he had it listed for 40,000, and then we saw him. Did we see him in Huntsville later on, and he had it marked down to 30? 'Cause, gee, wonder why it's not selling.
Yeah. Let
Yeah.
me take this down about 10,000 more and see what happens.
Yeah. Only 30 grand now.
And just a little behind the scenes here. This is Eternia.
That's
is
a nice
the,
table.
Yeah, this is the this is underneath this tablecloth is the Masters of the Universe Origins version of Eternia. That I didn't have a place to display it because it's so big, so I just turned it into a display table behind us.
You said behind the scenes. It's more like behind the Brock.
Behind the Brock,
Yes.
Yeah.
this is Eternia. So I had to have someplace to put it, so why not make it useful, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Secrets of the podcast.
Well, let me ask you guys a question since we were talking about Marvel and since we're kind of on Marvel. Now that we've have like I don't know how many gajillion Marvel movies out now, and I'm not talking about shows. Let's just like put shows to the side, like any of the Disney Plus stuff and shows. What is one Marvel movie that if you just needed to, or just felt like you wanted to watch a comic book movie, specifically a Marvel movie, what would be one Marvel movie you felt like you could go and watch right now? That you felt comfortable. That it could be a feel good movie, it's just that movie that resonated with you.
The
I'll
first
start
event.
us off since I just hit you guys with this. I'll
Yeah.
start us off with my answer to it. Oddly enough, it's the original Captain America First Avenger movie.
Okay.
It's usually,
Good choice, good
you know,
choice.
I don't know why. It's just when the first time I saw that movie, I really didn't think much of it because we were already in the midst of other Marvel movies, and we were talking about the Avengers, and we had all this stuff going on, and we were coming off, all I care about is Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man, and now that everything's settled and we've got a lot of movies, I can go back and watch it, and I honestly feel like I appreciate that movie more than most of them.
Okay.
It's a good one. What do you guys think?
But absolutely a good one. My favorite Marvel movie to date is one that I have not seen in a long time. So honestly, you guys, I am notorious for my short-term memory just being trash. So I don't really remember it, but I remember how much I loved it, and that is Winter Soldier.
That would be number 2 for me.
The Avengers number 1, Winter Soldier number 2. Yeah.
Don't you dare say Eternals, Bo.
Don't you say Age of Ultron?
or Thor: Dark World, right? So,
I know you're a Ragnarok, aren't you?
Nah, like I said, the ones I like that I know I watch, like I said, I'm outside the y'all's choices. I love Ant-Man. Like the first Ant-Man's like really.
Yeah.
Of course, I think it's just because more of Paul Rudd. How I like his personality and the way he does. I'm blanking on his name. Oh God.
Oh, Michael Douglas.
Yeah, Hank Pym and all that. I like that Thor, and I guess and then even I think Multiverse might be one of my favorite ones too, just because I like all
Sam
the
Raimi.
Yeah.
I agree. I think probably the biggest surprise for me of how much I enjoyed it was Shang-Chi.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a
Yes.
good one.
That was one that caught me completely off guard. I became a massive fan of that one.
Yeah. That one, I need to actually go back and watch that one again. I watched it once.
Oh
and I
gosh,
haven't watched it a second time.
you know what? I just realized something. Honestly, I really need to backtrack because if I
Okay.
really had to say my number one Marvel movie, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Guardians,
course.
a good choice.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Sorry. I guess I was still thinking along the
Okay.
line.
But you're thinking like
yeah,
here. I mean, yeah, it's a.
Mhm.
I actually need to retract my statement. Actually, Guardians goes to the top. It goes to number one.
I
Guardians is
honestly
a good
didn't even
choice,
think
yeah.
of Guardians. Yeah, that's a really good choice. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
that has one of the most iconic opening scenes of any Marvel movie. And I mean, it hooks you from right on, like right
Yeah.
on.
And
you
the thing
know.
about with Guardians, all three of the movies, like they're all great. Like there's really no letdown. Like one movie's greater than the other, but like all three of them are solid. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
one
they
of the
really
few entries where like all three entries are great.
Yeah.
Even the Christmas special.
Yes, yeah,
That was really good.
yeah,
Yeah, that was like surprisingly good.
yeah. It was much better than you expected it to be. So
Yeah.
it's
Do we, just based off this trailer alone, and this is a wide net for sure that we're casting, but just off the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer, do we have hope that maybe it's going to start getting good again?
I think the biggest thing is it's something different. As in
Yeah.
some of the characters we ain't done to death, and like I said, there's a possibility. Like I said, even though like if Galactus is showing up, I hope it's not a throwdown. Galactus needs to be a goal.
Well, two things. First off, they need to have Ryan Reynolds come in as Deadpool and do the Stan Lee cameos from
Yeah.
now on out. Just
You know what? I
just
gotta
like
shift.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you just threw that out there. See, I have to kind of shift my thought too because now I got to throw Wolverine and Deadpool somewhere in that top five too. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
that's and that one's also a really easy one to watch as well. Yeah. And I think that probably the most important thing that, and I'm sure Kevin Feige has this on his mind, but is, I think a lot of I don't know, the tiredness and the fatigue that we get from Marvel is that, this whole multiverse thing. It's like,
Yeah.
it gets hard to keep up with like this and that. And if they're going to start doing this, like, okay, these are all stories. Like this is a franchise, right? We're going to do
Yeah.
we're going to do a Fantastic Four movie. Let's say it's successful. We're going to do another Fantastic Four movie. It's still in the same universe. How do you, as a storyteller and as a producer and a creator, how do you make sure the audience doesn't get confused? Of like, why are they not here? Why did he not help out Iron Man? Why was Iron Man working in a cave with scraps when it was the 60s? I mean, people will get confused on that. I can only imagine trying to explain how all this stuff works
Yeah.
to, like my aunt or like, a grandparent or something. And they're like, what the heck? I'm watching movies. I'm not reading comic books, so it's a different audience, right? So you got to be able to, I mean, for lack of a better way of saying it, dumb it down a little bit for movie audiences to make sure you explain it out. And I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest challenges is just making sure that we don't push more fatigue into the universe by just continuing to explore stories and not really explaining how they all fit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why it's like I guess Phase 1 was my favorite, just
Oh, yeah.
because it
Oh, hands down.
just because of the line, the line of stories that it told. Because I am not I'm not deep into comic book lore. I'm not. So you can call me kind of casual or lazy or whatever, but it's like you said, there's all these different stories and all these different characters whose stories has been told multiple times, and I just kind of like to stay more, linear, just like, okay, I know where this story is going. I know all these people, and outside of that, like Brock was saying, I think my favorite one outside of that Phase 1, the movie, has been the Shang-Chi movie. So honest, but yeah.
Well, and there are like back and forth rumors that have been like about Jonathan Majors potentially returning as Kang. I've heard that some sites are saying are false, but some sites are saying could potentially be a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still like even though that eventually was not, he was not convicted of that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually, it's the same as like with Johnny Depp. There's fallout, public fallout with that stuff,
Yeah.
and Disney may not want to be associated with that. But if they can get around that and bring back Kang, I mean, they were obviously setting him up as the tie for
Yeah.
everything. Like he was going to be the tie-in for everything, and then they, with Loki controlling all the stories, but then Kang was there and he was the conqueror, and we could have had any different version of Kang. So it was always like, all right, well, Kang is the tie that ties all the universes together. And
Right.
you could bring any, I mean, God, that he would have been bankrolled forever. You could bring an old version of Kang in, a new version of Kang in, a Kang that has a cybernetic arm, a Kang that has spider
Yeah.
legs. You could do anything you wanted, really.
Yeah.
So and that's what they were doing. I think they were trying to set that up to where that he was going to be the tie-in for it. But,
Yeah.
life happened.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, and I just mentioned phase 1, but y'all know what I mean. Those
yeah.
those
Yeah,
that
yeah.
told the story from Iron Man all the way
Yeah.
to Endgame and things like that. So,
Yeah.
Well, the iron was still hot. Iron Man, iron hot.
well, it's like we said at one point in time, we mentioned this on previous podcasts that, it used to be that Marvel movies were like the event. We were just,
Yeah.
we were craving, we
gosh.
were salivating for that next movie in the story. And it just seems like that it's not that way anymore. At least for me, I'm speaking for myself, but yeah.
Just go
Well,
and look at some of the audience reactions to Endgame whenever all the
Yeah.
heroes come out to fight. It's like, just, you don't get that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. I think with Deadpool and Wolverine and now this, the way this is looking, I got high hopes.
Yeah.
Because y'all know I was not excited about Deadpool versus Wolverine at all,
And
and
you
wound
saw
up
it.
Yeah.
wound up loving it.
We now have a,
Or
you
it-
got to tell?
Well, yeah, I wish
He's
I
in the
could-
box. Yeah.
He's in the box now, but yeah, I actually have the Hot Toys Deadpool
Nice.
from Deadpool and Wolverine over here. Just about to start
Never
making
would
my-
have thought Brock would ever own anything.
Yeah.
Deadpool. Ever.
Yeah, I
Ever.
put,
That's like weird.
yeah, I put on my Instagram at BP on the air. If you would have told me a year ago, even right now, that I would have owned anything to do with Deadpool, I would have laughed out loud.
Yep.
I hated Deadpool. I hated the first 2 movies. I hated the character. I didn't like anything about Deadpool until we saw Deadpool versus Wolverine, and all of a sudden it's like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I was wrong.
Till you're 90.
Here's just hoping we get a Deadpool and Spidey movie. Then you'll even love them even
Oh
more.
my god.
Now, that's something to look forward to.
Well, I mean, they were dropping the possibilities in the movie. You
Yeah.
kept getting, I mean, he was definitely putting feelers out there for everything, but the potentials.
It did not hurt that, last June when I went to my work conference in Manhattan, that I was just like 10 feet away for about an hour from Ryan Reynolds, and listening to, I've never been a Ryan Reynolds fan until I went to my work conference and heard his take on being an entrepreneur with all his hands, his Aviation Gen and Mint Mobile and stuff like that. All the companies that he has founded outside of his acting career, and talking about his strategies on starting those businesses and marketing and all. And all of a sudden I was like, okay, you got a bad mouth, some bad language, a lot, even during the professional presentation at the work conference. But I was
That
like,
dude has no filter.
he has zero filter.
Yeah, no filter.
But he gets it. As far as the entrepreneurship and as the marketing and stuff, he gets that, and he gets the Deadpool character, and so that movie, having Hugh Jackman in it, did not hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And if y'all haven't
think-
haven't seen it yet, Disney Plus that has the behind the scenes, little documentary about Deadpool and Wolverine's really good.
It's
Check
very
that
good.
out.
I think the thing with Ryan Reynolds is that the dude's like a marketing genius, and I think that he gets how marketing works now, and I think that Disney has struggled with that overall. They've struggled with it because I mean, yeah, the internet was a big deal when Iron Man came out, but it's I mean, the internet when Iron Man came out versus the internet now, everything's reactionary. Everything's
Yep.
with the I'm not going to mention any platforms, but with the platforms that depend on your camera being like your phone being like this and just swiping through them all day and then wasting time like a clock. Those types of platforms, So that sort of thing where it's he's really good at that level of marketing. I think that helped because it definitely the way that they did the viral marketing for Deadpool and Wolverine was just masterful. Just some of the ads, like they did the song where they were singing together. That was just. I mean, it's like no one announces any of this stuff coming out. They just will suddenly drop on Ryan Reynolds' YouTube channel, and then it's like instantly viral because people just follow his stuff like crazy. So the dude is a masterwork when it comes to that. So. Yeah, I think if they follow his lead and continue to do the movies that way, they don't have to have Deadpool in them. But I will go back and say I really do wish that in the movies he would just pop in, at least the ones that would make sense, and just like do the Stan Lee cameos.
He's dressed like Stan Lee, has glasses and a hat.
Oh, and just and as we've been speaking about Huntsville, the actor, the gentleman that did all the dancing in the beginning of Deadpool versus Wolverine is going to be a guest at the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo in April.
Yep.
He's built his dance pool.
Yeah, dance pool.
Dance pool.
Yeah, we're going to have to go meet him.
Yeah.
Can't dance, but at least say hi.
Need to take
He can dance for you.
Yeah, he needs to tell him he was responsible for making a lot of like 30 and 40-year-old dudes like jamming out to NSYNC.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was saying, is it okay to take an NSYNC CD, the Bye Bye Bye, and have him sign it? Yeah.
He's the reason that NSYNC went in and changed the name of their song to that song from Deadpool.
Yeah.
We've got the vinyl soundtrack over there. We could probably get him to sign.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool to have him on there because the song's on there.
Yeah.
The only one that's missing is Like a Prayer. Yeah.
You'd get the actors themselves to sign if you ever had the opportunity. Yeah.
The opportunity's there.
I was going to say, unless they do a private signing and unless they go to a con, but yeah.
That's how I get Hugh Jackman as P.T. Barnum on The Greatest Showman on this really nice 11x14.
Yeah.
Because he did a private signing.
Heck yeah, man.
I got high. I'm not gonna say high hopes. I just have hopes that Marvel's maybe correcting there. Because man, once Eternals hit, that just went south.
Because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't really have a desire to see the new Captain America movie. I don't really. I mean, I'm just.
I don't have a burning desire like I would, but I like Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford.
And Harrison Ford hulking out, man. I mean, that's
Red Hulk.
Yeah,
gotta see that.
But it's still not enough. I was like, I'm okay. I'm not saying I won't watch it, but it's just.
Is that coming out this month? Like in a couple of weeks?
Yeah,
it's here soon.
Yeah. I think Jess, you and I had the same reaction where it's like you watch a trailer and you're like, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it,
Yeah.
but I'm
But
not
I don't know.
fired up. I'm not fired up to watch it. I mean,
We'll probably see it. It's probably not an opening night movie for us. Maybe give it the week after or something that we can see it in IMAX, without such a big crowd.
yeah.
I mean, depending. I mean, word of mouth's got to get around, and we'll see how
If
it
it's
is.
good,
Right.
you'll know because it'll feel if it's good, even if you have like me and Jess talking about this, if someone were to like tell me like, oh no, you have to go and see this, well then my opinion is going to change and I'll just go see it.
Well, remember there is incentive. Giancarlo Esposito's in it, so there's your
Oh,
incentive.
yeah, we're gonna
well.
go see it.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, that's just like I'm saying. I'm forgetting these things because I'm just yeah. You're right though.
You got to go get your popcorn.
Well, of course. Yeah.
Hey,
Absolutely.
speaking of AMC, we got an email. Excuse me. We got an email saying that they were raising their prices on their A-list membership for the first time ever. They're going to raise the prices. but they're giving you an extra movie a week. They're moving it up from 3 to 4 movies a week.
Oh, wow.
It's a very substantial price increase.
It was what 24 a month or
Well, right now
I mean now
it's going up from $19.95 a month.
oh
And I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to break this news to you. It's going up to $19.99 a month.
oh wow.
The inflation has hit
Unacceptable.
the A-list AMC.
4 cents plus an extra movie.
Wow.
I don't know that we can handle that.
I just don't know, guys. I'm
Oh,
gonna
Okay,
Oh,
I was expecting way more than that. Like I figured it was
Alright.
going to go up $5.
he was-
$5.
Unless it was a typo in the email. And
Brock, we talked about this. We're not going to be one of those YouTube channels that does in video ads. Okay. Are you advertising AMC stuff?
AMC, we finally have full ad monetization. So if you want to get in on this, if you want to get on
Why
this,
would they? You just did it for
Hop on
free.
this Bama Geeks.
Look,
Hop on this Bama
look.
Geeks train.
if you want to get in on this upcoming and rising podcast,
Yes. Hey, we've been hawking their popcorn buckets for a while. So.
Yes.
we take Venmo, PayPal, however you want to do this. Come on,
We'll even do Cash App.
Yeah.
I'll take a cashier's check.
Do they even do those anymore?
Money
We'll
order.
take
Yes,
two
they
easy payments and one really difficult payment.
Hey,
Too bad we're going to Western Union.
here's one for the kids. We'll take COD.
Ooh. Who remembers COD?
COD.
Oh my gosh.
Order now.
Kids, that's where the mailman comes to your house with the product that you ordered, and you have to give the mailman the money, and the post office will send that back to the company.
That's how that
Cash on delivery or charge on delivery
Wow.
or something. Collect on delivery.
collect on
I'm sure
delivery.
that's not even an option anymore at all.
Not with
Could
the
you
post
imagine
office.
your mailman doing that today?
Yeah.
Our mailman won't even bring a package.
Give me my money.
Yeah.
Give me.
Oh, you don't have the money? Okay, I'll take it back. Then they throw it off the overpass. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. So, well, high hopes for sure for the Fantastic Four first steps. Very thankful that they chose our wonderful state in a wonderful city of Huntsville to premiere that trailer and having the cast there. Anxious to see it.
Mhm.
You know, that's gonna be a fun birthday weekend because we got Fantastic Four on that opens that Friday. Saturday I turn not quite 50, but getting awfully close.
Mhm.
And then Sunday, the four of us all going to see Weird Al Yankovic in Huntsville.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that
Yep.
is that weekend. Wow.
That's a good weekend right
That's
there,
gonna be
baby.
a hot weekend there, and in July. So
Mhm.
hey,
Mm.
lots of stuff going on.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good weekend.
And Brock and I get to reflect back to when we went and saw Weird Al, and he was not doing his full show, and he was doing more of like these are the you know, he would sing the songs, but he wasn't doing the full act with all the costumes and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see Weird Al in full like
Oh, he says it's gonna
costume,
be,
everything.
It's fun.
He says it's gonna be bigger than he's ever done before in his previous shows. So
It's fun.
Good.
A Weird Al show with him on the Segway during White and Nerdy, busting out his fat suit.
Yeah.
I've seen him do 2 concerts with all of his costume changes, and then of course, like Kevin was mentioning, the one that he sat on stage most of the time and just did his original songs.
Which I get why he's doing this one more time, because I know there's people who's been, you know, it's talked about, because he hasn't done like a dress up tour what in probably 10 years.
It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. I really hope when he puts on his fat suit that he is well hydrated
Mhm.
at the end of July. I'm worried. And
Yep.
he's in an amphitheater.
Yep.
I'm nervous for him on that one.
maybe, hopefully, he's got some built-in fans or something to that suit.
I'm sure.
So
Some of them cooling packs or whatever. Yeah.
gotta have that fan right in that chin.
Yeah.
He's got
Speaking
room in it.
Speaking of Alex, I saw a video of him, like, I forgot what it was. It was something, but like it's one of the more recent, and that's why I was. It started really. I could really now like. I think I'm glad I saw it before I saw him, where we're going to see him, at Huntsville. But like I was like, oh, now he's starting to kind of like. I think Father Time is starting. Like I see him getting older finally. It's kind of sad too, because like he's looked the same for probably the last 20 years, but then I saw that video and I was like, I'm starting to see it now.
Yeah,
but he's still sharp as ever. That's I love Al.
It was a Clario. So we're talking about this video, Terrapin music video that he's doing, and he's lip syncing. It's a female singer, and he's lip syncing. I did see. I did catch that briefly the other day.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it just came out. It's new.
Okay.
Yeah, he was also on. There's another YouTube guy we watched, the Professor of Rock. He did an interview with Al recently, and you could definitely see it.
Interview.
Yeah, it was really good, and you could definitely see the age, on him. Up there, so.
That's a plug right there for Professor of Rock. The guy's name is Adam Reeder.
Yes.
If you want to know a lot about music history, that dude is fantastic.
Bo, you would really like this guy.
Okay. You would love him. Professor of Rock.
Yeah.
The Professor of Rock. All right.
Yeah. By the way, we accept Patreon memberships, Professor of Rock.
Yes. All right, come on, Professor of Rock.
Hey, we love your channel. Okay.
Adam Reeder, if you're watching,
BamaGeeks.com/join. We're plugging you. Plug us.
See, that's what I'm thinking now. Now that you have the monetization, now it's just the almighty YouTube algorithm. I know it analyzes everything we hear, especially if it flags us for words we're not supposed to say. Maybe at least throw us in next to other videos. We mentioned.
So guys, we were in we usually do a member specific video like right before we do this. And so we're in there, we're talking about like, oh yeah, we're cool, we're finally monetized. And then Jess is like, okay, well, I'm going to pull up a list of words that we're not supposed to say on stream. And she proceeds to look at it, and Brock's like, close it now.
No. I wasn't going to say the list. I was just curious. I need to know these things.
He was having flashbacks from the Wesley Booby Trap review.
There we go. That's it. Just the mere mention of the business. Thanks, Bo.
Hey, we can mention them now, Brock.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Are we ready to announce that we bought the building yet?
It was mentioned on our local. It was mentioned on our local TV affiliate, like our over the air. So I think we should be all right.
Wesley's Bama Trap.
Strike.
Yes. That's where they had those birds. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The birds.
The superb owls.
Yeah, the blue-footed birds.
Whoa. It's a duck.
Somebody's been to the Galapagos.
Oh my goodness. You know what? That's a good place to stop.
And on that note.
We love you guys. We appreciate you being here. I know we had a lot of people probably watching a certain football game, and that's fine and dandy. If you're watching the replay, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely drop a comment, even if it's your favorite emoji. Did you watch the football game? Drop a football emoji.
Did you have superb owl parties tonight?
Yeah,
tell us about it.
I'm sure there's a tortilla chip something emoji somewhere. Maybe drop it in the chat.
Order.
What was your favorite commercial? Did you see a commercial?
Yeah.
We've been sitting here streaming. We might have missed it. Let us know. Yeah.
Oh, well, we did. We did see the new Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Oh gosh, yes. I'm glad I'm not the only one traumatized by that. Like it's so absurd.
So avoid that. Okay, I got you.
No, you need to watch it. You
have to watch it.
It's so absurd. That's what makes it. It's terrible and wonderful at the same time.
Just pick up the album that's back there on the record player behind you. Kevin, this is your clue. This is your clue.
Oh my God, no.
No, trust me. This is your clue as to what's in this new Mountain Dew commercial.
Did they bring out the credit? No, this isn't the. Okay, they didn't bring out the credit card, right?
No,
that's Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. That's when it got really off the road.
That's your clue. We're not going to mention. Just go watch the Mountain Dew Baja Blast commercial.
Seal.
Yes.
I'm literally looking at the results
Okay.
here. And it's like cereal commercial. Really?
the way-
Okay. Okay.
By the way,
Yeah.
Mountain Dew, we love Baja Blast. If you'd like to,
This is well. Let me
Bring on
correct you. I'm
Baja
sorry.
Blast.
This isn't Baja Blast.
yes, it was.
Is it?
Yes,
Was
It
it?
was Baja Blast. Yes.
Oh, it's like a tropical thing, though.
It was Baja Blast.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry.
Hey,
There's so many Mountain Dews out there. I don't.
I don't know
do
about
agree.
y'all, but I was around when
I
Mountain
drink
Dew
Diet
used
Mountain
to.
Dew.
Well, Mountain Dew used to be known for being moonshine. Okay.
Used to be. What do you mean?
I put moonshine in my Mountain Dew as it is now.
Hey, can I? What was that? Wasn't that like a meme you saw that was like Mountain Dew is the Marlboro of soft drinks or something like that?
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh,
Not that I was
Yes.
not that I would solicit that type of product for a sponsorship, but you really just killed it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
no.
Incoming Marlboro's Dew Baja Blast.
I just remember the old commercial in the '80s. Is Mountain Dew is gonna do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway,
the taste.
I remember
is
what-
gonna move ya. Yeah.
I remember when Mountain Dew used to come in glass bottles, like
Yep.
Pepsi and all those other ones came in glass bottles. That was
Yeah, it had the little paper. You always had to tear that
it had the
paper
foam,
off.
The styrofoam foam,
the
yeah.
styrofoam wrapper on there.
yes.
Oh, you poor.
All right,
kids.
we better cut this
Yeah.
off right before we start
Yeah.
getting really old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Ah.
hip.
So anyway, so please visit the website bamageeks.com for all the audio, video, and all the other fun stuff that we have ever done. It's on there on social media at Bama Geeks. If you're on Facebook, look up the Front Porch, Bama Geeks Front Porch. That's our private community where we get really in the weeds with some of this fun stuff with people.
Yeah, come sit on the front porch and have a Mountain Dew with us.
Yeah. Mountain Dew. Bama Geeks.
Wink.
We'll join.
Real Mountain Dew. Wink.
Yes. And of course, again, thanks to our top Patreon supporters, Jamie and Mike and Darnay and Jack. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. If you want to support us, again, bamageeks.com/join is there. That gives you all the info, no obligation. We just appreciate you being here. Either more than likely watching the replay after watching the football game. But we thank you so much. We will see you again in 2 weeks for episode number 100, doing something we've never done in the 4 years and 100 episodes. Hopefully it'll be fun for you guys, just like it's going to be for us. And we will see you then. For Brock, Jess, for Brock, I'm Brock.
Yeah.
For Bo and Kevin and Jess, I'm Brock. And we love you guys. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you later.